Hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to the Hundaby Games Hype Hideout. We are back immediately with the Overwatch 2 the gameplay trailer for Overwatch 2. We just did the reaction for the cinematic announcement trailer, but I am mostly curious about the gameplay and how Overwatch is actually going to evolve in like a substantial way. I think they need to change it up quite a bit. So I'm hoping that this proves to me that they have. I don't just want it to be more of the PvE modes that were in Overwatch 1. Even like slightly longer versions of those missions and just like 20 of them or something. I don't think that's enough. But we'll see. Let's take a look. Somebody was just in a vehicle there. Okay. Okay.
We're being overrun. Null sector is everywhere.
Nice.
As long as I can.
Lucio looks sick.
What are you doing here? It's happening again.
Paris was just the beginning. This is a global invasion.
So, how's Overwatch enjoying our city?
It's beautiful, except for all the killer robots.
Look
Okay,
up there.
story
That's
mission.
the command ship.
Then we know what we have to do.
Oh, yeah!
You're with me. We're getting aboard that ship.
Interesting.
I knew
Okay.
you would return one day.
He has been too long, Master.
Oh, this is so weird. Okay, so it's like a full campaign.
Your choice. Nobody will stop us.
Huh. Doomfist looking fly.
Cropping up all over the world. It's not just Null Sector.
Can you play as
A lot of
both
lives are
sides?
riding on
Are there
what we
two
do next.
campaigns?
We'll have
Who
to
is
fight.
she?
One city at a time.
Toronto! I'm from Toronto, so I'm hyped for that.
Chupapa.
I've never seen
Watching your back.
my city in a game. So this just looks like the multiplayer maps.
Time to learn
That's a
some new
boss
tricks.
fight. Level up your heroes. Level 1, level 10, level 20. Okay. So you can level up everybody individually. They don't have very many skills, it looks like. Customize your abilities. Okay. Okay. So you got like modifiers. Whoa. New PvP mode push.
I will push it.
What?
Other direction.
What?
I am good at pushing things.
Why is that different from payload? Okay, I don't know. Gonna have to dig into that. New look for the heroes?
Sojourn here.
Huh. It's so hard to tell. There are some aspects of it that just look exactly like Overwatch 1. But then there's some elements of the campaign missions that... Wow, okay, she's got a gun arm, that's cool. That look a little more exotic. But there were some clips they showed of them just running through multiplayer maps and stuff. It felt like some of the campaign missions were them running through multiplayer maps. Like if I go right back to the beginning of the trailer here.
This
Where's that thing where they're like... So this is like... This is just lessons in trailer making, I guess. Because the subtitle comes up that says story missions, right? And then the first thing they show, which you would assume is the story content, like them trying to wow you with like, look at this campaign, is them running out onto a narrow street,
then we know.
lots of enemies, but like, look at this shot, right? And you can see there's some debris down here, and it looks like it curves around to the right. So like, I don't know, from a campaign, I expect the maps to be pretty open. Yeah, it's literally a barrier there. So they have to go down this alley to the right. So I just wonder, like, for a game like Overwatch, is what they mean by story missions heavily scripted, very linear, combat-driven scenarios. Like, it's really gonna be you pushing a map, for however long the mission is, with like some set piece stuff like they're showing here with the exploding building happening around them. But for the most part, like, it's gonna have strong Overwatch DNA. This is interesting that they're showing off cutscenes like this, so I'm curious to see where the story is actually going to go. How they create legitimate interactions between these characters outside of, you know, their online comic books and stuff like that. Like, this is the first any of this in game we've ever seen, as far as I know. I know the PvE stuff in the original had some like cinematic intros, but it wasn't like super extensive. So I'll be curious if this acts as like a hub that you can kind of peruse if you're playing as Overwatch. And I can't remember what's the name of the if somebody in the comment section, what's the name of the anti-Overwatch, anti-Watch, the one where like Reaper and everybody belong to, Blackwatch. I can't remember. But yeah, it'll be cool if there's like 2 campaigns, and you can play from both perspective. I kind of feel like that is going to be a thing, or if it isn't immediately, they'll certainly add it. But yeah, I need to see this game, like, from turning it on, what the menu looks like, to jumping in a mission. I just need to see how this thing flows, because that's going to be the most important thing. I just don't want this to feel super, like, a bunch of disconnected elements. I guess that's the thing that's worrying me, is that the campaign missions are going to feel, like, disjointed, and the campaign's really going to be, like, its own separate thing you kind of push aside fairly quickly and jump back into the multiplayer. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at, is that when Overwatch 1 has its roots grounded in such like a PvP game, that going into something like this and saying, look, it has a story mode now, I don't want them to just like half bake it and then sort of what's a good example of a game where you would just like toss the campaign aside really quickly for the multiplayer? I guess a Call of Duty is honestly a good example. You play the campaign once, you blow through it in like a day, and then it really just lives off the back of its PvP, which I kind of don't want this to do. If they're going to run with this, I hope they do story expansions. I hope they do free like story missions that come out later. I just want them to keep pushing this really hard so that if I do only want to enjoy Overwatch for its PvP element, I can do that. Because yeah, like PvP games, you just get the just in general, like people burn through them, right? Like it happens to every online game. The community just starts to die out. You're left with like sharks in the water who will tear up new players, and eventually it's like, okay, I don't need to jump into that anymore. But if it's like, if they're really pushing the PvE side, then I could be in. But I'm gonna keep my eye on Overwatch 2 for now. I'm intrigued, but not 100% sold yet. So we'll see how this evolves as more news comes out. But if you like my reaction to the Overwatch gameplay trailer, please hit that like button. If you want to go see other reactions like it, you can head on over to the channel. There is the Overwatch announcement, a cinematic trailer as well. So you can go check that out. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.